Here's one for the history books, neighbors. So, amongst all this chatter and noise and bullshit going on about the Orange Office participant, there's a budget being passed authorizing the Department of Defense to go build their own chemical plants for mineral extractions. Now, I know I didn't just say that correctly, but basically, the Department of Defense is going to build heavy metals, refining precious metals, precious elements, refining technology to feed their war machine. This is no longer ours. So, what that's going to be is something like the Hanford complex is turning into, which it kind of should have been all along. If you followed Hanford at all, it started out as glass vitrification, and if you go way back, it started out as glass vitrification. DuPont's really good at this stuff. Don't talk about them, though. So, I'm getting sidetracked here. So, what's happened is the Department of Defense has been given billions of dollars in budget to go build precious metals manufacturing plants, or a plant. I haven't found the bill, I haven't read it. So, this is the largest global industry on the planet, this precious metals extractions. This is us against China, and us against Russia, and us against the rest of the world that doesn't have the technology, the engineering to be able to go harvest and mine these things that we so desire, right? So this is only the second time in the nation's history that the Department of Defense has been granted this kind of money, this kind of largesse. The last time it was done was for the Manhattan Project, and brought us the most deadly waste spread across the nation that you can talk to. All bullshit aside, that is the fact of nuclear waste. So there's a lot of pollution out there. This is why all these big corporations, these multinational corporations picked up decades ago, pulled their panties up and moved our pollution into other states, red states noticeably. Notice the education of red states, not to be condescending, it's just a fact. Notice the churn, the religious churn in those red states. So they can't understand, they can't even slow down to talk about threats to national security. And meanwhile, the Department of Defense is taking over mineral production. Now, don't kid yourself. Do not fool yourself. That is contract money. That's going to go to General Electrics. It's going to go to whatever big engineering houses. There's only 5 or 6 left on the planet almost that do design engineering for nuclear plants. Holy cows. It's a body of knowledge, one of the many towers inside of the sciences, because this is how it has worked for a long time. Now, you can make science evil and the other and everything else. And you can talk about the magic of the frequencies that I can speak to inside of molecular movements, and I don't know enough about it other than to be dangerous, because I know enough about it. And I wish other folks did too. So underneath all this breastbeating by Democrats and the Democratic Party, we're getting bills passed. Well, each one of those bills are poison pills. And the Democrats are swallowing like candy instead of pushing back and kicking. Why would the Department of Defense have control of almost one half of the nation's budget now? This is outlandish. This is war crimes. This is Republican politics. They want you so insecure and so doubting of everything. Man, you walk on the road, go walk down the street and then come back home. It's fucking real. So get real. Or not. I'm sitting in my easy chair. Plotting and scheming. Ren and Stimpy level shit. Peace out, loves. I mean, Jesus. What's up, folks?